favor and just let me know in the chat box on the left side if you can hear me properly. I already see that some people are typing. That's great. Thank you, David. Great. Thanks a lot. Before we actually start, I see very low volume. We'll see. I think on my end, I'm not able to actually. We'll just try to speak a little louder, and I hope that for the two students it's going to be a little better. We'll just see if you can adjust your computer settings. Maybe you have also some headphones that you can put on, which should actually improve it. And we will also be showing you a video in a few minutes. Just check if you have the Adobe Flash Player on, because you will need it to be able to watch the video. While you watch the video, after the students have introduced themselves, I would actually like to ask you if you can let me know how you want to know about the webinar. If you can just type it into the chat box, that would be great. Then we know better how to actually inform our potential students that we do something like this. So have fun with the webinar. I'm sure the sound will be better once the students take over. Enjoy.
Works, yeah. Hello, guys. My name is Eduard. I'm a third-year student at I study hospitality management or hotel management, if you want to call it like that. She's my colleague Liliya.
Hi, my name is Liliya. I'm studying international business and management, also third year.
We are going to present to you Stenden University now and all the programs that we have. First, we're going to start with a video, which is going to present briefly let's say the more general aspects about our university.
Enjoy.
Ever dreamt of studying abroad? Then this may be your chance. Follow the steps of thousands of students who've studied in the Netherlands. Stenden University of Applied Sciences offers 11 English Talk Bachelor programs, amongst others. International Hospitality Management, Media and Entertainment Management, and Information Technology. We also offer 2 English Talk Master programs in International Service and Hospitality Management and Leisure and Tourism Management, in cooperation with one of the top universities in the UK. Why should you choose for Stenden? Well, Stenden opens up doors at international companies around the world with promising career prospects. The practical focus of our programs and our industry contacts help you build a professional network while you study. At Stenden, you're not just one of many students, but you receive the individual guidance and attention you need to succeed. And the degree you'll receive at the end of your hard work will of course be internationally recognised. As soon as you're done with studying for the day, you can enjoy student life. Whether you like to exercise, go shopping, or meet up with friends for a drink, life as a student here is never boring. Check out the website and find out more. www.stenden.com.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to show you. You guys all seeing the presentation now? I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, just quickly type in if you see the presentation and can hear us as well.
If you can hear us properly and everything's fine. Yeah, I see it. Kona Emmanuel. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, some general information about Stenden University. We have 2 student intakes, so we start in February and September. Let's say the biggest intake is in September. Most students come in September. It takes it lasts for 3 and 4 or 4 years. The bachelor programs we have 3 years because we offer fast tracks as well. Normal track it's 4 years. The master it's 1 year. We have a major and a minor system. A major actually means So to break this down for you, for example, I study hotel management, and this is my major study. But within my major study, I have to specialize myself on, let's say, on one aspect of hospitality management, which is, for example, in my case, event management. Event management is called my minor. So this is the major and minor system. In the fourth year, it depends on your program. You will have an internship, which is paid, so you have to be paid. We are accredited by the government, and we are University of Applied Sciences. There are two types of universities in the Netherlands: research universities and applied sciences universities. The research ones, they're very much focused on research and like academic aspects of learning. And the universities of applied sciences, they are based very much on practice. Okay, next. The bachelor programs, this is what we offer in English. So hospitality management, tourism, teacher education for primary school, business and management studies, marketing, media and entertainment management, IT. You can all see it. You can also see it on the website or in the brochures. All right, the master programs. If you guys are interested in masters, we offer two masters: international leisure and tourism studies, and international hospitality and service management. Now, if you want to become a Stenden student, this is what you have to do. So you need to pass depending where you finish your high school, your final exams. In my case, I had baccalaureate. That's how it's called. In the British system, they have the A levels,
Yeah.
And so on. So you have to pass your final exams. That's in a high school. You need to have a high school diploma, obviously. Sabina, welcome to our webinar. Can you hear us? Just leave a comment there if you can hear us, okay? All right. These are the admission requirements, so you need to pass your final exams. You need O-level passes plus 2 A-level passes for GCSE or GCE if you're coming from the British system. Besides that, an English test is required, so you need to have an academic IELTS, a 6.0 score. Or TOEFL, you can have a paper-based 550 is the minimum score you can get, or computer-based, which is, 213 is the TOEFL, the paper-based, the minimum score, and then for the computer-based, you need to get 80 minimum. You can also have Cambridge ESOL score, or you can get the CAE, that's a Cambridge Advanced exam. You can get a minimum C. Besides that, for the master, bachelor's degree in economics, business management, hospitality, tourism, leisure, or a related course. So you need to have finished a bachelor, which is focused on one of these ones that you see on the screen here. Otherwise, you cannot join the master because you don't have the information required for taking part in the lessons. All right, now what's the best subject for parents here? The tuition fees. So for bachelor programs for EU students, so students that come from countries that are members of the European Union, they pay 2,006 euros annually, so every year. This changes every year; it increases a little bit every year. Then the non-EU students pay 7,900 euros every year. For the master programs, if you want to have a single degree, you pay 11,500. If you want to have a dual degree, like a double degree, that's 14,750. Besides that, our locations in the Netherlands, we have 3 campuses where we offer English taught programs. We have Leeuwarden, which is the main campus. We have Emmen, and where we offer IT, marketing, and international business and languages,
MBL.
business and languages. And Meppel, where we offer ITEPS, we call it, is the teaching for education, becoming a teacher for primary education. Is it 7,900 euro for each semester? No, it's for the whole year. So every year you have to pay this amount of money. So if you, for example, choose the normal track, that's 4 years, you have to pay 7,900 each year.
That was a question from Krona Emanuel.
Krona Emanuel, yeah, I answered the question.
Yeah. So he asked if the 7,900 euros was for a semester.
No problem, Krona. Next one.
Another question was
Fluency.
coming from Sharos Safras. I hope I pronounced it correctly. The February intake is the same because it's still the same year, but you just pay the first half and then, well, for half of the year, and then the next year you pay the full year.
It's the same price. Doesn't matter if you start September or February. It's just the time that differs. That's it.
Exactly.
All right. Now I don't know if you heard about this. If you did your research about Stenden, problem-based learning. That's actually the way the system we use to teach students is different. We actually work in small groups. So we have groups like I don't know, from out of 10 to 14 students. We use 7-step approach. I will tell you immediately what's that. It's interactive, teamwork, and student-centered. Now, let me tell you exactly what PBL is. PBL is actually a way, I'll just give you an example. You have 2 sessions a week. So in the first session, you go with your group in a small classroom where you have a tutor or a teacher. You just call it teacher, okay? The teacher sits down there at a table. We all sit at a table, and we have roles within our group. So we have the chairperson, so that's like the boss of the group, the one who guides the whole action. We have secretary, the one that writes down every important thing and follows an agenda and everything. We have an observer, the one that observes behaviors and inputs from the students, and then at the end, that person gives feedback. And then we have a board writer, so the person that stays at the whiteboard, and then he writes or she writes down whatever is important for that lesson session. What's cool about it is that because Stenden is very international, you get to learn how to work in a team made out of international people. So you have a lot of, in every group that I've been myself, I always had international people, and every time I had to deal with, it was a challenge every time because, one person from Asia thinks in a way, a person from, I don't know, Europe thinks in a different way, and you just need to deal with all these kind of changes and challenges. What's actually really cool about it is that it's very actual. So it's like the problems that you get. This is how it actually happens. You go there. We all have books, it's called module book, and this module book has some problems. And for example, you start with problem 1, and all the problems that you have there are real, are happening in the world right now. It's all real, very modern, and so on. And for example, you start with the first one, the first problem, and the chairperson has to lead the whole action in such a way that the whole group has to find a solution to the problem. So this is where the 7-step approach gets used, because it's a way of getting to solving the problem. It's very nice. It's personally like it. I prefer it because I studied in Romania, where the teaching system is quite different. We just sit down in class with 30 people, 30 students in a class, and then the teacher comes and he just has a monologue for 1 hour. He tells us everything we want. We just have to write down. This is very interactive. It's very good. Next slide. All right, real world learning. We have because I told you we're in applied sciences university. Then we focus a lot on practice. So then we have this aspect, this real world learning, which actually means that we put a lot of emphasis on practice. So we have our own 4-star hotel, which has a restaurant, a kitchen, canteen, catering, housekeeping, front office, a lot of departments within this hotel. The hotel is in the same building with a university, so it's a building that's stuck together with a university one. They're both in the same building, and as a hotel management student, you are actually it's part of your bachelor degree to do your practice in the hotel. first year, second year, and third year, you do your practice there. We have an event and congress company. We have a media studio for the media and entertainment management students, where they can record productions. They can record audio. Besides, they can also film assignments for companies. We have field trips for different programs, such as tourism management. Field trips, that's a practice for tourism management. Can I have the next slide? All right, Stenden campus is worldwide. I think the next slide is gonna focus on that, or I'm not sure. No, go back. Thanks. So, Stenden campus is worldwide. We have 4 more campuses abroad. That's in Stenden, South Africa, in Port Alfred. We have one in Bali, Indonesia. We have one in Bangkok, Thailand, and we have one in Doha, Qatar. And I will tell you shortly. I will tell you in a couple of minutes what's actually important about these campuses. Well, this is what I'm talking about, the international opportunities. So, in the third year, I told you, like, the whole bachelor education is based on a major and a minor system. When you have to study a minor, so in your specialization, you can choose to go in exchange. I think you all know what's exchange, but for those who don't, I would just say it. Exchange means that Stenden has a lot of partner universities, over 90, and you can choose in the third year to go at one of these universities. You apply, it's like an application process. You apply, they accept you, and then you go at that university, and then you study your specialization, your minor, which usually lasts for 5 months. Besides that, we have this unique program. It's called Grand Tour, and you can choose to go to one, or actually 2 of these international campuses we have. And I did it myself. I came back 1 month ago from Thailand. I went to Bali for 2.5 months, and to Thailand immediately after for 2.5 months. And I specialized myself in event management. Besides that, in the fourth year, we have worldwide internships. So you can just like apply for any company. You can come up with your own proposal, or you can choose from the partner companies, and you can just do your internship for 10 years, even a year. Oh, sorry, 10 months, even a year. Thank you. Career opportunities, it's a lot. I have friends working on cruise ships, Holland America Line, which is the biggest one. Hilton, Radisson, Philips. It depends very much on yourself, but the opportunities are really, really big, I'd say. All right, accommodation. In terms of accommodation, Stenden University works with, well, let's say has sort of a campus. It's not a proper campus, but it's a campus. We work in partnership with Student Stay. Student Stay is an agency which actually works with students, so they provide accommodation. Now, we have this Student Stay campus building, so to say, right across the university, so it's like 2 minutes walk away. And you can choose to stay there if you book in advance. The prices are quite high, but the amenities and the facilities you get are also high and good. Besides that, but personally, I don't live there. I rent my own apartment with 2 other guys, because this is a very, let's say, this city, Liliya, has 3 universities, so it's full of students, and because of that, there are a lot of student houses, we call them. So you can find a lot of student houses, and you can share the house with other people that live in the house that you want to rent, and you just pay for your room, basically. I pay myself 300 euros per month. If you want to stay, student stay in the campus, that's gonna cost like from 550, even higher, depends.
Yeah, it's between 400 and 550,
600, something like that. The thing is that if you want to stay at a campus, you have everything furnished. Me, myself, I didn't have anything furnished, so I had to rent the apartment. Is cheaper, indeed, but then I had to pay for the furniture.
Yeah, but you can always resell it once you leave, because there are so many students and it's changing all the time.
Definitely. Okay, other options. This is really important. If you guys can just take a print screen. There are Facebook pages which we use here as students. So it's very helpful to be a member of Liliya, the housing market. That's where all the students post their houses. So if someone like leaves the city, they just post there like, "Hey guys, I'm leaving. Do you want to take this? Do you want to rent this apartment that I lived in?" And so on. It's very helpful when you're looking for accommodation.
Oh, sorry.
You have Liliya's first online garage sale where everybody sells, I don't know, just old stuff or whatever they want to sell, and so on. You can see them all here. Okay, next one. If you guys have questions so far, you can use the addresses here, the study@stenden.com as an email address. Facebook, it's Stenden Ambassadors. Skype, Stenden University 1, and website, stenden.com.
Yeah, now we will answer some questions we got earlier. And if you still have any questions, please write them down in the chat, and we're just gonna, oh, sorry. We're just gonna read them loud out and try to answer as good as possible. So the first question is,
Can I go in your university in Bali during the exchange year? Yes, you can. I went myself there. Firstly, I have to mention that exchange is something, and Grand Tour is different. It's something else. So this is cool about Stenden. This is personally, this is one of the best reasons for which I came here, because I have this opportunity of traveling a lot. So most of the universities offer exchange, but Grand Tour is a second program we offer, and it's unique. You can find it only at Stenden. You can go, yeah. For example, there you can study spine health management. You can specialize in spine health management, event management. If I'm not mistaken, you can also do marketing and management in Asia. And now they added some more, like I think entrepreneurship and marketing, but I'm not sure if this year they have them. However, yes, you can. You can go to Bali, you can go to Thailand, you can go to Qatar, you can go to South Africa. Okay, what's that? If I would, from Sabina, there's a question. If I would like to learn leisure, where can I go from the campuses?
Do you mean where exactly you're gonna study? Because leisure management is in Leeuwarden. This is where we are talking from right now, sitting here. So yeah, was it your question or did you mean something different? Please let us know. And what is a NUFIC certificate?
What is a? Hold on, I cannot see it properly. Hold on. It's a NUFIC certificate. It's a it's like a certificate that lets you be eligible for a Dutch entry visa and enroll in an English study program. So, for example, if you come from, it's for people from China. So, if you come from China, you need to have this certificate, which lets you have a Dutch entrance visa, so you can take part in this education.
Another question we just received from Alina. If you have a language certificate such as CIA, do we have to take another language test when we get to Stenden?
No, you don't. No, if you have it, because CAE it's lifelong. But if you, for example, have IELTS and you passed it like 3 years ago, IELTS lasts for 2 years. So then normally you would have to retake it. But in this case that you have CAE, it's not a problem. And Alina, you're Romanian, right? Me too.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
Great.
Or any other entrance test? No, there's no entrance test. You just have to it's all based on a portfolio. You have to make yourself, create yourself, and then you just have to put in there what the university requires. Basically high school diplomas, final exam, that you pass your final exams and stuff.
Language certificate.
Language certificate, motivational letter, which is the most important for the application process, and some other high school documents.
Well, basically, Stenden gives everybody the chance to start the study, because in the first year you have to pass anyway a certain amount of exams in order to continue with your study. So there is, well, it's not very hard to get into the Stenden, but it's hard to continue.
It's like first year is seen as being a test, you know, because if you pass everything at once, so at the end of first year, if you have all the credits, because every year you collect credits. So for example, if I have an exam tomorrow and this exam is worth 5 credits, I pass the exam, I collect 5 credits, and then I have a sum at some point. So, in the first year, I can get maximum 60 credits, minimum 51. So that means that if I have 51 credits, I can still pass to the second year. However, I have receipts, so I still have exams to take from the first year because, obviously I failed them. But if I have 50, so less than minimum, school will kick you out.
We got another question from Daniela Padurari.
Daniela Padurariu.
I really hope I pronounced it correctly. I'm sorry if not. She's asking, are there courses in other languages besides English?
Oh,
no, all the courses are in English. Although you have a second language in some courses, like in my study in the first and the second year, I had Dutch as a second language.
Yeah.
But besides the language course, everything is in English.
But you can also, like, I don't know, if you're interested in Dutch programs, you can also apply for Dutch programs because we have some. But I don't think you are you?
Also, Alina said, well, you joined us a little bit later. That's not a problem. If you have any other questions about leisure course, please just type it in, and we will try to answer it.
Sarosh Sarpras, any installment system for the tuition fee? Yes, there are. You can pay the tuition fees in 5 installments per year. As a non-EU student, you may pay installments starting from second year.
Yeah. So as a non-EU student, you can also start it from the second year, but the EU students can pay already from the first year on.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. No problem, Daniela.
Another question from Saros.
Saros. And if we have Dutch account from the beginning or any of our family friends, then what do you mean? If we have Dutch accounts from the beginning or any of our family friends, then?
No, you cannot. You mean like if your family has, for instance, no, it's not possible.
Okay.
Then we have another question from Alina.
What is the course about? I understand that you will have to work with a team. Do we have exams or?
You mean leisure management, right?
You're talking about leisure management, right? Okay. Well, it's okay. To tell you more, the beginning is really interesting because in the beginning you have this thing, like in the first year you have this thing called young entrepreneurship, and the young entrepreneurship is like a subject that you're gonna study, which is based on starting up your own like leisure company. So then you would start, let's say, you would actually start a real company with your group. And I even know I have a friend, a girl, that she started this company like 2 years ago because they had to in school, part of the program. And they started selling like water bottles with a filter, and you put in the filter like fruits and then water in the bottle, and it somehow like gets the juice out of the fruits like in the water, and it's great. I don't know, I never tasted it. And it went so well that they still have the company. So it's really cool. Besides that, like the leisure management program prepares students for, let's say, business in what it has to do with recreation, tourism, arts, culture, sports, media. So it's all about like free time. You know what I'm saying? So
planning events.
Planning events. It's a lot about events. It has to do with like the leisure time of people, but seen in a business way. So what you have to do, like you actually learn how to manage a company from this leisure industry, so to say. You can find a lot of information about the course on Stenden.com. It tells you everything that you might need to know
about the single modules, what includes,
yeah.
For example, like in the first year, the 4 modules, what is it about? So you can find the detailed information over there as well.
Yeah. Also the curriculum, so like how the years are divided, because at Stenden we don't have semesters. We don't have 2 semesters like probably most of you are used to. we have modules, and one module lasts for 10 weeks. And as soon as we're done with these 10 weeks, you start the next module, 10 more weeks, and so on. So in the whole year, we have 4 modules, every year for modules. Okay.
The next question was about international hotel management.
Who?
That was from Sharos and Daniela.
Explain about international hotel management, about the internship and part-time work. Can you give us more information about international hospitality management, courses plus internship? Yes, I can. I study hospitality management, hotel management, you can call it like that. I'm a third year. Well, to give you a short explanation about what actually means, you basically learn how to manage hospitality company. So a company that, the company from this industry, okay, hospitality industry, such as hotel, restaurant, events, and so on, like everything that has to do with being hospitable towards your guests. The thing is, what's really good to know about this is that a lot of people confuse hospitality and hotel management with being actually in a hotel. So, because we all have experiences in a hotel, and a lot of people like confuse this. They think that like if they study hotel management, it's so cool to be in a hotel and so on. Ending up after this, after you're done with this study, to work in a hotel, it's same as you work in any other company, but it's just focused on hospitality. So you really have to pay attention to that. About the, it's good because you do a lot of practice here. So we have a 4-star hotel in the same building with a university, so it's like just one huge building. And we have a 4-star hotel with kitchen, with all the departments necessary for you to learn all the aspects of hotel management. In the first year, when you have practice, you go through all departments, you work in every department. You're at an operational level, so that means that you get orders, you clean the toilets, you scrub the floor, you serve guests at a table, you make up beds when you're housekeeping and so on. Because our concept is that if you want to be a manager, you cannot be a manager if you don't know how to do these kind of things, you know. And when you're in second year, you are like promoted to a supervisor position. So then you're a supervisor. So you have to supervise and give orders to the first year students. But when you're a third year student, you are a manager on like for a department. So you will manage that department and you will give orders to the second years and to the first year students.
Sharon Sharosh is just asking about your experiences. So if you can tell a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I can tell you like, well, basically let me answer about the internship, right? Because I see that Daniela also asked me. So the internship, like 3 years you study, all right, and fourth year, 3 years in which you also have practice, but fourth year you don't go to school at all. Fourth year represents the internship period. So that actually means that you will have to search for a company which will eventually accept you if you're fortunate, whatever. And you go to that company, it can be wherever in the world, and you stay there for minimum 10 months. And it has to be paid, so you have to be paid. And in the meantime, like while you're working in this company as an intern, you have to write your thesis, your dissertation, your management project, all right? And then as soon as you're done with your internship, you have to present this at Stenden. They grade it, and then if you pass that, you graduate. That's how it works. All right, about my experience, well, I'm very happy with my choice here. I really like it. Hotel management. Sarosh wants me to talk about hotel management, right?
Yeah.
Just okay. Yeah, it's great. Like right now, I'm a manager in the kitchen. I'm a kitchen manager. They call me chef because I'm a chef now. I cook and I manage the whole kitchen. It's very challenging. It's very demanding. I have to manage everything. I have to take care of everything. You have to be extremely responsible. You have a lot of responsibilities in practice. It's really, I don't know, it's a really nice way of learning what you actually need to learn for your upcoming career. Besides that, I went to Bali and Thailand for studying event management, which was great. That's also a nice experience that I had. I traveled a lot. I studied and I learned a lot. It was amazing. It was just the best time of my life, I think. Besides that, here, when I'm in Liliya as a student, I also like it. It's great. Like personally, like it's a small town. Everything is reachable like just by bike. You just have to bike around. It's great. My experience is amazing. I really, if I would have to choose this, I would choose it again.
Some of my friends said that after biking for 2 years, their legs got very muscly.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So I can
Okay.
become a football player now. Okay, so
Any further questions about hotel management?
yeah, Sarosh, if you have any other question, just put it there.
Otherwise, we will continue with the questions.
Yeah.
Now we got just a question from Alina. Can you take up a job during courses?
Yeah. Okay, Alina, can you take? Okay, hold on. Sorry, Alina. We have to answer to David Mateo Ascona. Can I apply with a B2 level of the School of Languages? I'm from Spain. To be honest, David, I don't know for sure because that's really specific for the education system that you have in your country. So that has to be communicated to our office, and then we can inform you back. So
But
it would be
what is
best.
possible that you just scan your B2 levels and send it in to the email you have seen earlier, the study@stenden.com, and specifically ask, and then they
Yeah,
will answer with
because that's a very specific question because
yeah.
it's based on how the educational system is in your country. We don't know exactly that. All right.
Actually, we just yeah.
Okay.
Next question was
Can you take up a job during courses? Yeah, you can. Well, as an international student, so let's take into account that you don't speak Dutch. It's a bit harder, I have to be honest with you, it's harder. However, I know a lot of people that work. I'm talking about international people, right? For example, I work here, so I'm a Stenden ambassador. I work for Stenden. She also works, she's also international, from Austria. She's
yeah.
from Austria. And I have a lot of Romanian friends, for example, that work. I have Bulgarian friends that work. I know people from Germany that work. People from everywhere. Like I know you can do it. However, it's a bit of a struggle in the beginning until you find something, right? And you just like if you really need a job and you can do it. I think I'm 100% sure you can do it.
Also, next question was explain about Leeuwarden and if you can share a room with a fellow from your region. Well, for the room, first of all, it depends on the house. Like it depends on the rules over there, but usually you have like your own room and you share it with 2, 3 other people, like the house, basically. So it depends a lot on the house. And as for Leeuwarden, it's quite a student city.
Yeah.
A lot of students, and you have everything here from going out, I don't know, leisure time like bowling, and you can also travel. It's very easily to travel to Groningen or Amsterdam. You need about 2.5 hours in order to go to Amsterdam
By train.
by train, and the connections are great because yeah, you just get in and it's a direct train. It goes like every hour or every half
Every
an
half an
hour.
hour. Every
Yeah.
half an hour.
So yeah.
And the city is like small. You have around 100,000 inhabitants, and besides that, as I said, like it has 3 universities. It's very diverse. You see students everywhere. What else? I personally like it because it's small. Like I grew up in Bucharest. Bucharest is huge, bigger than Amsterdam even. And when I came here, it's like first month, I was like, wow, what's this city? Like I can just bike from one one side to another in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But and I know it just turned out that I liked it because it's very practical. As a student, you don't have a car, you don't want to waste your money on transport, so you just use
You
your
don't
bike.
need a
It's
bus.
so practical, yeah.
Well, basically, I came also from Vienna. It's a big city, and then it was a challenge for me to get used to it, to be honest. But on the other hand, you don't have so many distractions because, I mean, it's a quite small city. If you want to do something, you have the opportunities, but it's not like you have to, well, like if you would be in Amsterdam, then there is like a lot of things going on
Yeah.
the streets. And I mean, it's nice also because all your friends are in Leeuwarden and
it's easy to meet them.
exactly, you just need like 10-15 minutes bike, go by your bike to your friends and just stay there and then come back. And the university is usually very close to your home because Leeuwarden is not that big, so it takes you like, I don't know, my friends have like maximum of 20-25 minutes bike ride. So it's actually pretty cool. And I think it's better because of the distractions. Like Leeuwarden is small, so there is not that much to do, but still not too boring. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Also, we got a question how high the rent is. Well, for the private houses, it's between, I would say, 300 and 500 euros.
You mean for the
room? Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like if I'd say like a medium amount would be 350, I'd say, you know. I pay, for example, 300. How much do you pay?
300.
300.
So
No.
it's 300.
And we don't live in the same house.
No.
So 300, yeah. But like in the first year I paid 275. In the second year I paid 360. In the second year 260, and now third year I paid 300. That's how I found. But I know people that pay 425. I know people that pay 250. So it depends on a lot
There
of.
are different houses, different prices.
Depends what you like, what you find in that certain moment, and so on. All right. What else?
Next question is from Daniela. Oh, sorry.
What does student ambassador do? Now, student ambassador does a lot. Well, for example, myself, I'm a Stenden ambassador, so that means I represent. I'm the image of Stenden at educational events, educational fairs in my home country. So in Romania, I go every time, not every time, but like when the office decides to send me, they send me to Romania at these educational events that take place there, and I represent Stenden. So I present in front of students. I have my own stand there at the event, and people come there and they ask me about how easy to be a student and Stenden and programs and every question you can think of.
But it's also because well, it's for us it's the easiest way to give our experiences, to tell our experiences. Because I mean, if an agent gonna tell you about Stenden, it's just gonna be everything facts and information that you can read in the brochure. But from us, you can hear firsthand experience and how we got here, how did we survive here, like I don't know, like anything. So please ask us questions, whatever you want. We're just gonna honestly answer it.
Great.
So that's why there are some student ambassadors, and they will be sent to the countries in order to, first of all, present the university and represent, but also, on the other hand, give honest answer about our experiences here. I hope this answered your question. Next question was, do you have something like council? We do have PDP coaches. It's like personal development.
Yeah, council, like, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, we have personal coach. We call them personal coach. Yeah. So there's this group that you're in for 4 years. You don't change the group. So I have to mention that I told you we have 4 modules. Every module you change a group. Every module. But this group you don't change it at all for 4 years. So it's a group which is called career development, and then this group has a personal coach. And this personal coach, well, basically you have workshops with this personal coach, and he teaches you about personal development. So how to be motivated, how to deal with stress, how to follow deadlines, and all these kind of things, which are really, really helpful. I really enjoyed going to these workshops. But anyway, if you have any problem here as a student, you can always contact your personal coach. That's actually the first person entitled to come to be there for you, like, to help you out when you encounter a problem. So I don't know if your cat ate your project assignment and you have to hand it in today, but you don't have it anymore. You go to him, you tell him what's going on, and he would find a way to help you, or he would guide you in a way and so on. So he represents or she represents your help here in case you have personal problems. So
next question is
it easy to have a share room in there? Is it easy to have a shared room in Leeuwarden? Yeah. Room or apartment? Because if it's
We
a room,
usually share
that's
like a house or
yeah,
apartment with different people. So,
yeah,
well, I would say you have to get used to it. If you're used to live on your own, it's going to be a challenge at the beginning because you have to share like everything, like the kitchen and the cleaning of parts, like, you know, who is
yeah.
cleaning the bathroom today and who is cleaning the floor. And then, you know, you have some kind of fights sometimes, but it depends. Some people like live with cool people and
Yeah.
understanding is very well.
But that's in every house. Like for
Yeah.
example, I never had a fight with the ones that I live now with. We're really going well together. It's all fine. However, in the first year, I lived with two guys, and then one of them was sometimes like he was just not washing his dishes. And I had to tell him like, can you please wash your dishes? And then he started doing it afterwards. So it's not a problem. It's just like, you know, just as in any house. But it's great. It's cool because you stay with students, you talk, you go out for a drink, you party together. You know, it's cool. It's the atmosphere. It's really nice.
It's also part of the experience. I
Yeah,
mean, you most of the time you live also with the internationals, so you have like the experience all the time, like 24/7.
yeah,
You have it in the school, and you also have it at home,
yeah.
so you can't escape it. And usually you speak English as well. So back to the question, well, if you speak English, you speak all the time. So even though there are some Germans here in Stenden, I'm usually too lazy to switch to German, so we just continue in English. Next question was, are Dutch people warm and friendly? And would I have a hard time communicating with if I don't speak Dutch? That was from Diana. Thank you for the question. It's actually a very good
Yeah.
question.
Well, I personally, well, okay, so Dutch people are warm and they are friendly, indeed. Like they're very open. They're very, you see that you'll notice the difference because you come from Romania, I come from Romania as well. And in Romania, I would just give you an example from my experience, like a real thing. The first day I came in the Netherlands and they were there when I was the first year, so when I started, I came here with a very good friend and we left our suitcases in our room, in the new rooms we had in our apartment. And then we started walking on the street to go to the city center to check it out, see how it is. And the first person that was walking on, like, 'cause we were walking on the sidewalk, and the first person that was walking on the sidewalk was coming towards us. I looked in the eyes of that person, and that person said, "Hoi." Hoi in Dutch means hello. How are you? Hello, hoi. And I was like, "Whoa, how come this person knows me?" But this person was not knowing me. And then the next person, the same thing, says "Hoi," and the third person, "Hoi." They're actually saying hi to people on the street. Like it's so open. It's so like people don't have this attitude, like in Romania sometimes you have this attitude, you go, cafeteria or club and people looking at you like this, Here it doesn't happen. Like you're really open and cool, helpful, friendly. However, communicating, well, I'd say that like because you're in the Netherlands, all right, so then most of the students are Dutch here. They will speak Dutch most of the times, like together and so on. But when you're there, they change to English. If they don't, we always say, "Hey guys, I don't speak Dutch," and they change to English. You have to say something about it. However, if you speak Dutch, it's better for integrating. I speak Dutch myself. Like I learned it in 3 years' time. I learned it. It's a hard language, I have to say. However, it helps me like get along with Dutch people and they get crazy. Like when they hear an international person like speaking Dutch, they're like, "Whoa, how come you know Dutch, man? That's so cool." Blah blah. And he suddenly becomes your friend. Like it's a way of like getting close to them. It's cool.
For my part as well, I'm coming from Austria, and I mean, for me, the Dutch people are the most friendliest and nicest people ever. And it's not only because we're in Leeuwarden, because usually it's the fact that smaller cities are nicer, but also in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, or Den Haag, like people are very nice and they're very helpful. Every time you have a question, they're not just like passing, like, oh, I don't want to answer it or something. They're just giving you an answer or trying to help you. And regarding the Dutch speaking part, I mean, you don't really have to speak Dutch here because everybody perfectly speaks English, from the small to the older people, I would say. And well, I didn't have problems with that at all. Or do you have to add something?
Well, yeah, it's sometimes don't expect being the best English ever. Like they speak English, they understand you, but like some of them speak poor English, but they still speak English. Like I spoke English to a garbage man, for example, and you don't expect that, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, at university that happens because there are a lot of Dutch students. It happens that you're in a group of like I don't know 10 Dutch people, and there's you international. They speak Dutch. You just have to say, you know, hey guys, can you speak English because I don't speak, and they will switch. I mean, they don't see it as an insult or whatever. They're kind enough to switch to English.
Let's continue with the questions. Do you guys know anything about the 21 plus test? You need to do this when you don't have the right pre-education. Yes, there is a 21 plus test which you have to take in order to continue with, well, start the study at all. I hope this was your question. If not, please type in what exactly did you mean with that. Next question, what do you do during study start week?
Oh my god. So study start week is the thing here. Like it's the best part. Well, actually, like there's the week before the education starts. So for example, if you're a September intake, you would start university on 1st of September. But a week before, you need to be here for study start week, which is unbelievable. Like
don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Like you don't have to miss it. I liked it so much in the first year that I applied to become a host for the second year. So I was a host of a first year students group when I was the second year in study start week. And it's like it's a week. You get in a group of students and you get two hosts. So then the two persons that will guide you everywhere and take care of you and tell you what to do and so on and so on. These two hosts are second years or third year students, and you have 1 week full of events, parties,
yeah,
fun. Everything is meant like to get you students to know each other.
Basically made because you guys start like for hotel management, it's like 800 students, right?
Yeah, around 700, 800.
Well, in my study we were like 120, but still like you come over here and you don't know anybody, so it's made in order to make you feel more comfortable and get to know each other. So in my study start week, we actually went on an island. It's Terschelling, and it was amazing because we were like camping over there and we were like we got to know each other, we played games and those kind of things, and it's like the entire week of something, events, parties, like just being together in order to get to know each other. So after my study start week, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best time of my life.
Yeah, I had the same impression. It was amazing.
So yeah, it was really great. I mean, the idea is amazing because once you came here to the Netherlands, it's like you feel a bit lonely. That's normal, that's human.
It depends though, because I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. I of course at some point like you start missing home, but that's you're gonna go home anyway at some point, you know. But I didn't personally.
Well, I came here with my parents, so once they left, I was like a bit, oh, what did I do? Was it correct? Like, was it right to come here? Yeah, because they're like just left, and then the next day I started with my study. So because I had the study start week, and the next day after my parents left, I was like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. I just got to know so many people. It was great. So like the whole loneliness just gone within seconds. So that was amazing. I'm really thankful for Stenden to, that they organized such a thing. It's amazing. Okay, next question, because we went too deep into study start.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing. So,
Saros.
Can we learn Dutch in Eduard, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what you were.
Yeah.
Saros can we learn Dutch in Eduard? You can, yeah. There's a course at university you can join. It costs, though it's not for free.
Well, it depends because each study is different. Yeah. In my study, I had Dutch in the first and the second year. It was compulsory because it was my second language. So it depends from course to course. But we have a language center where you actually can study almost any language.
Yeah, you can join. You can join the course. Anyway, in hotel management, because you asked me earlier about hotel management. In hotel management in the second year, you have a module which is all about learning a second language, all right? So you can choose between Russian, Dutch, Mandarin, so Chinese, Spanish, French, and German. I chose Mandarin myself. Don't ask me why. I cannot give you a clear answer, not even now, why I chose Chinese, but it was cool, it was great, I loved it. But you can choose Dutch for that module, so then you can learn Dutch. Next one is
How many courses do you have per day? This is from Daniela.
Daniela.
Well, it depends from module to module. Some modules are more busy, but and the other ones are less busy. But it doesn't mean that you have less to do. If you don't have so many classes, then you have more work at the home. And if you're grouped together, like the assignments and the reports you have to write, so it's always balanced out, I would say. And one AC is 28 hours, which means that if you have for this course, let's say 10 ACs, then you have to work that many hours. So I hope this answered your question.
Yes. I just wanted to add, like, for example, hotel management, because you also asked me about that earlier. Did she? She did, right?
What exactly? I'll just answer it, or maybe.
Well, yeah, but it's like first year, some modules that were a bit, let's say, busy. So, but when I say busy, I mean you don't really have weeks when you go every week, every day to school, like from Monday to Friday. You always have one day free, or at least that's how it was when I was in first year. And now, for example, I'm in third year and I have 2 days free or one day free. Most of the time, I have 2 days free per week. You really have free time. However, you need to plan ahead. You need to know exactly when you should focus on your study, when you should take it a bit easy, you know. But you will understand that once you're here.
Well, basically, the university is very, like, you have to be self-responsible for your studies. And there won't be anybody who tells you, well, today you have to study that much. So you really have to be responsible and just make sure that you do this stuff. Then you're also going to be fine. Don't party too hard. Also from Nelce Dijstra, he asked what I mean about 21 plus tests. Is that, do you know what it is and how is it? And what's the passing ratings? Well, I know that a friend of mine did it as well, and it's basically testing your knowledge, well, in order to get into the bachelor degree. But I'm not sure about the passing rating. So if you would like that information, maybe you can email it to the study at stenden.com, and they will provide you more information about it. Next question is from Saros. When we have to be there for the February classes? It starts on the 6th of February, I think, isn't it?
Depends from year to year, though, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but it's at the beginning of February.
Yeah, at the beginning of. Oh no, it doesn't depend. No, it's the same every year, but I think it's in the beginning of February.
But you can find the information also on our website.
Because we are February intakes. I know it starts on September intakes.
September,
so
yeah.
It starts on 1st of September, but in February it doesn't start on 1st of February.
Also, another question from you: are there any Asian students in campus?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
A lot.
Well, we have from different countries.
Chinese,
Malaysia,
Qatar, Malaysia, Vietnam. We have. It's increasing now. We have from Indonesia. We have from Pakistan.
Yeah.
China, I said.
So there are different nationalities. Like Stenden is very international. Only in my class, I have people from England, Malaysia, Germany. Well, I am Austrian / Ukrainian. So you see, there's like a lot of mix-up nationalities.
What grade do you have to take in the baccalaureate exam? Well, you have to pass it with a 6. All right. But as I said earlier, it's not really, because, for example, if you want to apply in UK, they would always have a condition. Like they would just tell you, okay, we'll accept you, but you need to pass with a 7 or with an 8 or 8.5 or whatever. We don't have that. We just want you to pass it, because we, like, the concept of Stenden is that because we're a management school, basically, mostly, Predominantly. Many words. Should I find some more? Okay, because we're a management school, we have this concept that a true good manager shouldn't have a high IQ, but should have a high EQ and CQ. EQ means emotional intelligence, and CQ means cultural intelligence. So we believe that a proper leader, manager, is able to like interact with people, which is in our vision more important than knowing how to solve a math problem. All right. So that's why the first year is like a test, because if you get all your points, you go to the second one. If you don't, they kick you out. You know. So I hope I answered your question.
Well, I see some of you guys typing, so we're just gonna wait a few minutes to see if you have any other questions.
Yeah, thank you. No worries. Is there any maths to study? You have, it's not proper math, but it's finance, budget, accounting, which of course includes all the subjects include like calculations, some formulas, but don't think that you have like these complicated math problems. No, not at all. You just
so it's
have
like basic accounting.
Basic accounting, or like let's say sometimes it's a bit of like complicated accounting, let's say, but it's still accounting. So you whether have like 1, 2 formulas or whatever, very simple ones, or you just follow some steps, or you just have to this one minus this one divided by this one. You know, it's really simple. It's just calculations mostly.
It's basic information you need. For example, because you asked for hotel management, so it's basic what you need in a hotel in order to Yeah.
For example, for me, because I didn't study math in high school, I followed a profile which was based on social sciences. I had no math. It was quite, I'd say it was quite difficult, but even for me, that I am no good in math, like not at all, I could pass it. Not with a 8 or 9, but with a 6. But I still passed it, like, and I have nothing to do with math. Okay.
I mean, you still have support. Like you have the classes, they teach you how to do it. You can always ask, so it's not a problem. I mean, as long as you stay on it and just try to understand it, then it's fine. And you also have your colleagues where you can ask. Some people are better in accounting, otherwise, yeah. Another question we got from Alina, that's very cute. Will you guys be there this fall for the Study Start Week? Oh, we wish. We really wish to. Well, at least I won't be there because I am done in June with Stenden, so I'm going on my internship.
Yeah, me too. Same.
So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, or you asked this because you wanted to know if you want to come or not. Because if you're here, you don't come anymore. Or what? No? No. I'm also not studying it in high school. What? Math. Yeah, Sarosh, it's not. So don't think that you have math as a subject. It's called accounting, financial accounting, budgeting. I said accounting, right?
Yeah. So it's not real math. It's more about how to. If you like a room, if you sold a room in a hotel, like how to put it correctly in the bookkeeping. So it's more about that and not like specifically math.
For example, hotel management, because you asked about hotel management, interested in that. For example, we had this managerial accounting, which I consider to be the most difficult math-related subject, I'd say. It was like I had questions, like I had some formulas. And I had questions like, for example, you invest this much money in a hotel, then let's say 1 million euros in a hotel. The hotel has 200 rooms. Each room has 100 square meters, all right? So then there's a formula with all these 3 numbers. And this formula tells you exactly how much money you should charge per square meter. And then eventually you find out how much money you should charge per room based on the investment. All right, so these kind of things. Or like this week you have this much income, this is how much money you get, and then you get the taxes, and then you have to make the profit. you know.
So yeah, I think Saroshka got it right.
Okay, thanks. I see. Right,
and for Alina, well, don't worry about that. There are so many international students about the study start week. They're all very motivated, and you're just gonna feel comfortable. I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, it would be nice to meet you too, but yeah, we have to move on, right?
I have to mention that it's really important to be adaptable if you come here because we're internationals and you basically like change your life basically. So it's really important to be adaptable because you come here and you're gonna encounter a lot of cultures, a lot of different things. The Dutch culture mostly, which is sometimes very different.
Just be open-minded.
You just have to be open-minded and accept what's happening around you and like be adaptable. Don't be like you see something changed like different than how you're used to. Don't be like, oh, what's that? It's so weird. Be like, oh, cool, that's interesting. Let me see. Like, is that's different than how I was used to. You know, it's really important. Your attitude is really important.
I think it's a really good school here in Stenden because if you are gonna be open-minded and you just let it, you're just gonna go with the flow, then it's also gonna be better for you in your future in at work because I mean everything is changing and nowadays it's changing so fast. So Stenden just gonna be a good experience if you really do it and just go with the flow. Another question we have, we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes. So if you guys have any like quick question, just type it in. And Daniela is asked if their volunteer work counts for the application.
Yeah, you know, the thing is like it's useful. It's very useful, of course. And you can mention them like the voluntary work you did. You can mention it in your motivational letter. You can also add the diplomas you have as a volunteer, which is it's really helpful, would help you out because you obviously look more prepared, right? Uh, However, I know students that got accepted here without having any, well, not say any, but without having voluntary work. However, their motivation letter was very strong. All right. Can we pay directly through Dutch bank from first year if one of our friend has one? So you wanna pay from your friend's accounts, bank accounts, which you mean? If that's what you mean, yes, okay, if that's what you mean, yeah, you can. You can. You just have to like register on a website we have. It's called StudyLink, and there you register your bank account, and then they will take the, oh, sorry, you money from there.
Yeah. As you see, guys, now there is a short questionnaire. Like, how did you like our webinar? So please rate us and let us know if you liked it, was it useful for you, and so that we know. And last advice or last question sentence from you?
I totally have to say, I repeat that the fact like because the fact that you're leaving your country to start a new education and a new life here, it's a big thing, and it's very, very, very important to have some passion in what you do, you know, because like if you invest so much in this change, you need to have some passion in it because this is what's actually going to drive you towards your goals in life, right? So if you have no passion about, I don't, if you want to study hotel management and you have no passion about it or you have no proper knowledge about it, you can come, but it's hard, you know, it's hard to go on because the system here, educational system here, somehow forces you to like, let's say, focus 100% on what you have to do, because otherwise things are not going to work, because you always have to be in a group. If you don't do your part in a group, then the whole group, you know, fails and so on. So you always are, you're always forced to like focus 100% and like put yourself in the problem 100% in order to move on with your study, to pass things. So it's very important to have some passion about it. Do a lot of research about the bachelor degree you want to study. If you want to study tourism management, do a lot of research about what it actually means. especially the hotel management students, the ones that want to come here. A lot of them think hotels are nice, luxurious, so nice, so good. I want to work in there, but do a lot of research because it means more than that. Okay, it's standing in an office, staying in an office, sending emails, working on the floor, a lot of things. It's very important to do that. And besides that, lastly, just be very adaptable when you come here. It's very important, extremely important. I know people that came here without, well, not necessarily here, also here and everywhere, without any clear idea why they wanted to do this change, and they ended up not liking it, quitting, and so on. You know, getting into problems because once you're not passionate about what you're doing here, you know, it's a bit difficult.
I totally agree on that because my study was also quite hard, and if I wouldn't have been passionate about it and I really knew that I want to study it, I probably wouldn't have made it because I mean it's very hard. And then obviously as a student you want to have some free time and do other stuff. But then if I wouldn't be so passionate about it and I really wanted to do it, then I definitely wouldn't have made it because we started like with 120 students, and then some students realized that it's not their thing or they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Mostly it's Dutch because for them it's easy. They're just on the corner, like around the corner. But for international students, if you come here all the way, you should really like think about it and really know that you want to do that.
Yeah.
So
you won't lose money and time and
exactly.
You know.
So one more thing, we're gonna wait a few more minutes, fill in the survey, please, so we know how you think about our webinar and if it was helpful. And also another thing, we have 2 open days, one in April and one in June. So if you are able to come and would like to see the university, Stenden, we would be more than happy to welcome you and give you a great tour and just show everything. So yeah, now we're gonna wait a few more minutes and please fill in the survey.
Thanks, Sarosh. Hope you enjoyed. Because I just saw your comment there. Nice questions on Daniela is typing. Let's see.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you. Hope it helped.
So you guys did already do this, and yeah, thank you and hope to see you soon.
Bye bye. Have a good year. And yeah, if you decide to come, think very well about it.
Bye.
Bye bye.